These days, it's easy to get lost in it all. The doom scrolling, the next trend, or the drama happening in the comment sections.
And then, add on top of that, just trying to live everyday life with Jesus. It can be a lot to sort through.
Friends and family, dating, thinking about what's next in life.
Forgetting to read your Bible, talking to God.
Seeing God do crazy things.
Honestly, I think we both have questions.
How do we make it through all the noise without living under a rock? Let's find out together.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the All Things Youth podcast. I am so excited. I'm here with 3 students from Young Saints. They're about to intro themselves, and then one of our leaders, beautiful Miracle. Guys, tell us your name, what grade you're in. Everybody needs to say their grade, okay?
I got you.
Yeah. Okay, we'll start with you.
All right. I am Jaden. I am a senior, 12th grade this year.
Okay,
I'm Lincoln, also a senior.
nice.
I'm Bella. I'm also a senior.
Nice.
Hey, seniors. I'm Miracle. I'm in the grade of life.
Ooh, that's good. I'm Barco, and I'm a super senior times like 6. Like, been a super senior for a while. Amazing. Okay, this would be for you 3. Tell me what you think about high school. Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? You're on your last year, so tell us the tea.
As a homeschooler, it's pretty great. I get to sleep in.
He's living his best life.
I don't choose to sleep in that much, but if I want to, I can sleep in. I get to kind of like make my own schedule, which is really nice. We have a lot of more difficult like assignments than a lot of other homeschools and even just other schools in general. But I really like it. I have a lot of fun.
I love
get to do it
that.
with my best friend.
Who's your best friend?
My best friend, he's this really cool guy. He's really tall. His name is Lincoln.
That's crazy.
Wait, he's literally
No,
here with
I don't know
us.
if he's here. Oh,
Guys,
oh,
how
Dad, I didn't see you
sweet.
here.
Jaden and Lincoln are besties.
We are.
For how
So
many years have you been
sweet.
besties?
8 years.
That's
9, right?
great. 9
8.
years.
9?
Oh.
8.
Oh, they're fighting.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
17.
Guys,
But
should we
it was
leave?
2017.
They're
Oh.
fighting.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
gonna trust
8
you.
Wow.
years. 8.5. We'll give you 8.5.
Okay.
Okay, Lincoln, what are your thoughts on high school?
Love the social aspect.
Yes.
I'm not an academic guy by any stretch. Not that like I overly hate school, but like the reason I'm like there and like really show up is because of my friends. So I do homeschool with Jaden, and then I also do Encounter High School, which is like a discipleship program.
Nice.
And so I go to there 2 days a week, go to our school 1 day a week, and then I'm at home the rest, which is great.
Love.
Yeah.
So fun. Bella, what are your thoughts?
It's not bad. I like it. Again, I do the same thing as Lincoln, so I go in 2 days a week, which I really enjoy because I still get to see people. And then, like, every other Friday, there's some cool adventure we get to go on, so like hiking and like a bunch of different hikes and rock climbing and random stuff. So
Like
I
the most
really do
random
enjoy-
stuff.
Yeah, the most random stuff. But I really do enjoy it. For not so much school, but I don't thrive in that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I love that. Miracle, you love high school?
I love high school so much that I'm not in it. Hey, but
Yeah. I
high school
love
me, guys.
Different? It was different?
It was different. I was built
Me
different.
too.
It was crazy.
Me too. I was actually the biggest fan of high school. Academically, I would say push through in ways. I couldn't imagine high school with chat now. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a whole different beast.
Yeah, all my friends use it.
That's crazy to
don't.
me. Hey,
Good
I
choice.
respect that. I
Yeah.
respect that. I couldn't imagine doing high school with chat, but I loved it. I loved the social aspect. I was in like all the clubs you could be in, sports, all the things.
Yeah.
Anyways, our topic. Before we tell you the topic, let's do an ASMR Poppy open.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we're
Poppy
not
pop,
sponsored
if
by
you will.
Poppy, but if
We're
they
not, we're
want to
not.
sponsor us.
Hey.
But we're going to do a little ASMR.
Do we do it by
Okay,
the
ready?
mic? Do we do it by the mic?
Yeah. On the count of 3, should I count you guys down?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Oh my,
That was pretty nice.
crisp.
That was pretty nice.
Oh,
Well
Jaden,
done.
Jaden waited
Guys,
a while.
Opening
Didn't mess it
a
up.
bottle of soda with one hand is kind of hard.
Just kiss.
Yeah, Jaden's
Listen
holding
to
a
those
mic.
bubbles.
That was crisp. That was beautiful. Okay, our topic today is about friendship. which I'm so excited. We have 2 best friends for the past 8.5/9. There's controversy around
Somewhere
it.
in there.
It was 2017, guys.
Yeah. And then we have Bella, who is someone in our environment that has many beautiful friendships. Miracle, who's walked life with a lot of friends. And I just want us to talk about friendship in light of following Jesus, but also the reality that sometimes there's toxic friendships, right? And so my first question to you guys is, if the Bible talks about iron sharpening iron, and have you guys experienced that in friendship? Yeah? What has that actually looked like to you?
I would say I've been super blessed to have like a really, really good friend group. And recently, I'll just talk about that. It's been true for years now, but even recently, just having friends that really support me in my interest. And so not just in like, oh, we hang out, we have fun, we have a good time, or even we like the same things, but people who really like show up for me when I'm putting myself out there, maybe creatively or academically, whatever that is. Like they're really showing up for me and choosing to support me in all the highs and the lows. It's been so good.
I love that.
I think for me also, like, there's some things my friends, like, excel in more than me, and then some things I do as well. So I think being able to, like, have conversations with them and them being able to teach me things as well as, like, I get to teach them things, it's just cool hearing different perspectives on, like, different topics with your friends, because it's just you're able to get, like, multiple things, and it's just you can, like, have good conversations about it. So
Yeah, I love that. I think also, like, I found even with iron sharpening iron, like, there are moments, I don't know if you've ever had a crash out moment, but you know when you're just not okay, and you just need someone to speak truth into you, and where somebody, like, where you have a friend and you can be honest, and they're, like, reminding you of the truth of who you are, of who God says you are, and even of who God is. Like, I found that a lot of, like, and even where friends can be honest with me about certain things, like, hey, that wasn't maybe the best thing, or I know you and that's not you. And I found that a lot in, like, sharpening who I'm like, oh, like, you know me, and I can trust when you're like, oh, that's just not in your character, you know, that's not natural for you. And I found friends have called me higher to a different position many times, where I'm like, oh, I could have probably become really not okay in a moment, and my friends are like, no. Which feels amazing. I feel like it's so sweet to have friendships like that.
Agreed.
definitely.
Yeah. How has it looked like for you guys to find friends? I feel like sometimes, especially, I don't know, you guys can talk on this a little bit if you want to. Like, I feel like with social media, even, like, nowadays, sometimes it's hard to find friends and hard to find where you kind of belong. And what has it looked like for you guys finding friends that you're like, oh, this is a healthy community and healthy friendships? And how do you kind of, like, you know, where you're like, oh, I realize this is probably good things to look for. Does that make sense?
Our friend group was entirely connected because of our love for building with Lego.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lego friend group.
We met because we were at a summer camp and he pulled out a Lego minifigure and I really liked Legos, and so I went and talked to him. And
I love that.
There was probably a total of 3 moments during that camp that we weren't together.
Yeah.
No way.
And so
You became besties instantly.
Literally besties instantly.
I love that.
I was begging my mom to, like, Mom, you gotta get this guy's mom's phone number. Like, we gotta hang out over the summer. We gotta do stuff. Sweet. He's so cool, and it was just great. And even, like, the rest of our friend group, we're known among our parents as the Lego Boys.
No way.
That is our nickname. So I think that's been a big connector, and we're all just we've grown really close. It's been really good.
So, like, finding a common thing that you guys,
that common ground.
Yeah, and you feel like as you, like, that was a initial thing, but as you've gotten to know each other, there's way more.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. I would just kind of tack on to that. I mean, I know for me, I met a lot of my really good friends now through Jaden. He went to a school called Acton Academy, and a lot of my now really, really close friends were all because they went to school together with Jaden. And so finding friends through friends is, especially if you have a friend that is really, you know that they're a good friend and it's someone that you want to surround yourself with, finding people that they hang out with, that they spend time with can be so amazing. That's how I found a lot of my friends. I would say most of my like really close friends is
I love that.
Yeah, through that.
Through mutuals. I love that.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
You go.
I think for me, I just love to find people that I can have fun with. Like people who don't take life too seriously, who make me laugh, who are always down for a good joke. I think humor has definitely been one of the biggest connectors in my friendships. And so I think for me, just finding people who you feel like you can be your most authentic self with.
I love that.
Has helped me.
Yes. That most authentic self. I love that.
For me, I think it's like sometimes I'll see people and just kind of gravitate towards them. It's normally like something about them, like they're super kind. A lot of the times it's like I can tell they're really just in love with Jesus, and I know that I'm going to be able to have really good, like real conversations with them, and like just being able to talk about God too through my friendships just really helps a lot. And yeah, I think that's something I gravitate towards, is just I can tell when they're super open about it too, and they're just show it. So
Yeah. I love that. How have you guys, like, even going off of what you were saying, Bella, like what has it looked like even being your age in high school or even in junior high, finding a way to find friends that actually lead you towards God? Like, what has that looked like in friendship for you?
I mean, from what I've experienced, especially in high school and junior high, I mean, you're around so many different people.
Yeah.
And so it's really about finding the ones that you want to surround yourself with, and then just making the active choice to pursue those friendships.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know for me, I'm a pretty extroverted person. So, like, it's not hard for me to go up to people, especially if I've met them before. So, yeah, as I said, you'll meet a lot of people, especially in the high school environment. And so it's finding the ones that you're like, oh, wow, like this person, I really gravitate towards them, whether it's because of faith or common interest or whatever that is, but finding friends that really support you and who you are, and then going after that, because I mean you can't just expect them to do all the work, so you really have to like go after them as well. So
I think a lot of the times too, because I'm kind of more awkward, like it's awkward for me to go up to them, but I'll either grab another friend, but I just kind of push myself to do it, because like there's been times where I don't, and then I regret it, and I'm like, ugh, like I wish I would have gone up to them. So I think like pushing myself to go up and just talk to people, because I don't know, that's just a way it shows that like they know that you care and like you are wanting to be their friend. So
I think as a homeschool person, I'm not with a super huge community, and I don't do the EHS with the co-op, so I'm not around a ton of people for my week. But even just like when I'm at youth, going up to even just people who are more acquaintances, saying hi, maybe complimenting their fit, like high fives, fist bumps. No, just making at least a little bit more of a connection there, even if it's not like their super close friend, but just going up to people and generally being friendly and letting them know that I care, that they're not just another face in the crowd.
I love that. That's good. I feel like even with friendships, it is all of our deepest desire to be connected, right? Like everyone wants friends, and so I think even what you guys are all saying, like being intentional to even reach out, because I'm like, sometimes you feel scared. You're scared because you're like, I don't want to be rejected, but I'm like, oh, everybody just wants to be connected, and I think being the one to sometimes be the first one to try and reach out is so significant, and I think it would cause a lot more people to find belonging really quickly, which I love that. Do you guys think that, have you guys experienced friendships ending even in Christian environments?
I have definitely experienced some friendships ending.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard because when you invest in like pour love in, like sometimes you realize, okay, like me and this friend, like we're actually going in different directions, or our seasons have changed, and sometimes the Lord takes your friend one way and takes you another way, and sometimes that can be really difficult. But I actually think that like sometimes friends are for a season. That's not always the case, but I actually think that it's really beautiful for the friendships, like in new friendships that you make, like it's really beautiful just to know like, oh, like this happened in this friendship, it didn't turn out the best, but in this new friendship now I know how to go about it. Now I know how to move forward, and yeah.
That's good. I'm going to ask you a follow-up question,
Okay.
Miracle. Friends are, you said sometimes friendships are for a season. How do you even realize that? Like, how do you come to that conclusion? Because have you ever, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but like where you feel a friendship is ending, but you want to hold on, and it kind of makes it harder and more sad. And so like, how do you even get to the place where you're like, oh, this friendship might have just been for this last season? How do you even navigate that? What does that look like?
I always like to ask myself and ask the Lord, okay, where am I? Like, where's the Lord taking me? What are the things that the Lord is asking me to go after in this season? And that has always been a really good indicator for, okay, who are the people that I'm supposed to be reaching out to in this season so that I can partner with whatever it is that the Lord is wanting to do in my life? Who are the people that God's asking me to lean into connection more with in this season? Are there any people who the Lord is asking me actually to spend less time with? Because I actually think that the Lord finds time really valuable. And so I always like to ask myself that question. I feel like that has really helped me to figure out who my friend should be in a season, if I need to let go of some friendships.
That's good. That's good. I feel like anybody, if anyone's listening and is in this place where it's like, oh, I feel like a friendship's ending, but I don't know how to let go, I think asking the Lord is so big. And the thing is, God wants to be a part of everything. Sometimes I think people just feel like God is a part of only certain things, but he loves to tell us like, oh yeah, maybe that friendship was for that season, and you get to rejoice in the beauty of what that was. Because I think sometimes we drag things on when God is like, oh, maybe it's time for newness. And so I love that. I think asking God what that looks like in this next season. Anybody else?
I think Miracle covered it. That
Miracle,
was really good.
Miracle ate. She honestly ate.
That was really good.
Okay, guys, I'm going to ask what everyone's been waiting for. What is a sign of a toxic friendship?
Ooh.
Right here.
Oh, Jaden just pointed at supposedly his 9-year bestie.
Supposedly.
8
I
years.
thought it was
8 years. Sorry, I'm just confused. They're fighting too much.
I know. Relationship over here, it's crazy.
They seem like they have a pretty good friendship.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Miracle. I feel like Miracle has some bars. Miracle has some
Miracle's
good
best bet.
things.
Okay, indicators of a toxic friendship. I'm really big on communication, so I would say anyone who you've communicated or set a boundary with and they haven't respected that doesn't mean you say something and they don't agree with you. That doesn't mean that you need to
better
be
call
like,
that out.
oh, I'm cutting you off. You're not my friend anymore.
Oof.
But when you have noticed that a friend is consistently not listening to you, not hearing where you are, not giving you any grace, and just constantly crossing boundaries, I would say that is definitely a sign of a toxic friendship.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like kind of what she was saying, but like communication is so big because I've like had things where my friends don't even realize they're doing anything, and so like communicating that to them, and then again, I feel like keep doing it. That's a whole nother thing. But like, if you're communicating that and they realize and they actually change and like want to change, I think that's a big thing for me because I don't know. Like sometimes I've had conversations and then nothing changes. I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think even with what you both were saying, but I think when you have conversations and there isn't a respect for you or a,
Yeah.
oh, I love you and so I want to work this out. But I loved what you said, Miracle. It doesn't mean like disagreeing. I disagree with so many of my
Same.
True.
friends.
Yeah.
Me
Like
too.
like so many of my friends, I'm like, okay, we're not on the same page, and that's okay, you
Yeah.
know. But I think we have an episode about cancel culture, and I think that thing where like it's getting more common where you're just like they're toxic, like they just don't agree,
Yeah,
so you're like
yeah.
they're toxic. Cut them
them
out.
off.
Like
Yeah.
you don't even like give them the benefit of the doubt. You
Right.
don't even have a conversation. It's getting more
Mhm.
common to not even have conversations, and we're just cutting people out. And I'm like, that's not what we're saying. But I think the being aware of like, oh, okay, yeah, you're not respecting my boundaries, and actually, I'm assuming the best in you, but you're not actually showing that you love me in certain ways. And when I say, hey, like, can we talk about this? You dismiss my emotions a lot, you know. I think those are signs. But I will say I would love to hear maybe even your guys' thoughts on this. But you know, seasons when you're not doing okay or a friend's not doing okay, and they just can't give as much effort.
True.
I think it's good to be aware of that
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Where you're like, oh, in this season, you just don't have it in you
Mhm.
to give me as much effort because you're going through a lot at home. And
Yeah.
I think it's good to be aware of like, oh, where are my friends at and how can I love them in seasons where they don't have a lot to give? And mutually that will happen where we have seasons where we don't have a lot to give and they will love us. And so I think that's a big thing, to be aware of certain things, but not quickly be like, you're toxic because you don't
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah.
me, or we have this differing opinion, or, you know, I think you can even get to a place where you're asking somebody for something and they're like, oh, like, I don't know if I view it that same way, and you work that out. But, yeah. Does that make sense?
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would even say, kind of off what you were saying, but I feel like friendships, they're supposed to bring you peace. And so if consistently you're in a friendship, you're in some kind of relationship where all of a sudden you're realizing, oh, when I'm spending time with this person, I'm actually not getting anything good from that. Like I just come away feeling stressed or feeling anxious or put down. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but like that's really not a good relationship that you want to invest in. But I do agree with what you were saying. Sometimes people are just having an off day, so like don't immediately hold it against them if they say something that makes you mad or
For
whatever,
sure.
because like you just got to be aware of that. But yeah, something to at least look for.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, there's a squirrel. You probably heard it on the mic. The squirrel's going crazy.
No, that
We're
was
literally
insane.
outside. So, no, that's so good. That's so good. I think you said this, but like if someone's putting you down a lot, like demeaning you, that's a big thing to be aware of, right? If you're like, oh, you're never encouraging me and you're actually always making me feel like I'm not good enough or I'm not, that's like, and that happens, you know, and it's hard because sometimes you assume the best of people. So this is a interesting conversation because there's tension, right? Because there's some people that are extreme in cancel culture, and then there's some people where you're like, oh, you're letting people actually be mean to you, and I would address that. And so I think if somebody's like making you feel like you're not good enough or are constantly putting you down, again, I would say have a conversation. And if that conversation doesn't lead to a change, especially in that area, I would definitely reconsider what that friendship would look like and boundaries in that, because friends should give you peace. They should be fun and they should encourage you and see the best in you. You know, I think that's the beauty of friendship is, again, that iron sharpens iron, where we call each other higher, you know? So, Bella, you kind of talked about communication.
Yeah.
What has it looked like even communicating in friendships, where I think that can be scary for people sometimes, like being honest about things that are hurtful? What has that looked like in your life?
For me, like, because I used to be really bad at that, but God, like, encountered me at actually Young Saints Camp. And
Plug, everybody come to Young Saints Camp.
Shout out Young Saints Camp.
He, like, totally, like, changed me, and I can communicate well and better now. I think for me, it's just being honest, but don't be rude. Like, there's a way to say things nicely, and I've had to, like, stop myself a couple times, like, saying something, because I'm like, I can't say that, like, that's rude. But I think also, like, with what you were saying earlier, if you're in, like, a season, also communicating that. Because I've had times where I have communicated that. Like, I'm sorry, I can't, like, I am not being as intentional as I normally am.
Yeah.
Just communicating that as well. Because I feel like, I mean, even me, like, I overthink sometimes. So I think it's nice I am communicating that, because I've always I've, like, messaged people too.
Yeah.
And they're saying the same thing, like, that I've communicated. So I think it's just nice to have that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think just if I don't have the conversation, if something, like, someone did something to hurt me,
Yeah.
I'll get, like, angry at them all the time. And so it's just, like, it's at that point, it's not even their fault that I'm getting angry at them for other things. And so I think it's just good to have the conversation, because once I have had that conversation,
Yeah.
then I realize, like, oh, I wasn't mad at them for doing that. I was just mad because of the one thing they did that I haven't talked to them about.
That's the
Yeah.
tea. That's
Yeah,
real.
That's a real thing.
Say I if you've been there.
I.
Literally all been there. That's really good, Bella.
Communication for me, I think, is so key in a friendship. Like, I've personally had, like, a friend who, at the very beginning of our friendship, he was very, very hands-on, very physical. Like, whenever we would hug each other, he would just really squeeze me and pick me up, and just lots of stuff that was far over the line for me. And I had to talk. I was just like, hey, dude, this isn't really fun for me. I love a good high five or a good gentle hug, but this level isn't good.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to say that he is still one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, communication can save a friendship.
That's so
True.
good.
Yeah.
I've always seen so many of my personal friends have a friendship and then a conflict and then no any communication after that, and then it falls
Yeah.
apart.
Yes.
And it's like, you look at it and you go, it's silly.
That's-
It's silly
yeah.
that one thing, this little thing, tears apart an entire friendship that
Yeah.
if they had just talked it out, probably would have been fine. So
Yeah.
communication
True.
is key, guys.
That's so
True.
good. That's so good. I agree. I feel like I've had so many moments with my friends where, you know, when you, like, start spiraling, like,
Yeah.
you're like, they hate me, they never like me,
Literally.
they will,
Yes.
or, like, you start assuming a bunch of things about people. And I think it's so crazy, because even you saying that, Jaden, like, that's one of your best friends to this day. And if you didn't address it, every time he would have maybe hugged you, you would have been triggered, right? Like,
Mhm.
you would have been super mad, and you're like, you just don't care about me, or you don't
Yeah.
respect me.
Yeah.
And all it took was one conversation.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I would encourage everybody, because I'm like, it's hard. It definitely is
Yeah.
hard. And I think even Bella saying, like, she used to not be confrontational, but now she is. And I think you work that out even with God. But
Yes.
believing that, you want to believe the best in people. And so when we start assuming, we quickly stop assuming the best about people, right? We quickly are
Yes.
like, you don't love me. You don't care about me. You did that intentionally to
Yeah.
spite me, right? And I think communication's so good, because you start to, it's crazy the amount of moments I've had with my friends where I said something and I had already assumed all the things, right? Like,
Mhm.
I've already been like, this is why you did that, all the
Yeah.
things. And as soon
Me
as I
too.
have a conversation, they're like, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, it's all okay. Like,
Literally.
we're okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes it's like, it feels scary, because there is a reality that you feel like you could be rejected, right? That's kind of
Mhm.
what stops
Yeah.
us all from doing stuff like that, because it's like, oh, maybe I'll put my heart out, and you'll be like, okay, who cares? Like, maybe all the assumptions are true, you know? Or maybe your friend didn't mean to do that. They didn't realize, and they love you, and that they want to cover you in that moment. And it could be a quick readjustment. And I would even say, like what Bella said, when she said, when you find yourself angry at a friend a lot, if you're finding yourself angry at a friend a lot, you probably have something that originally started this kind of snowball effect.
Yeah.
Where you're probably not angry about them drinking a little too loud, but you're probably angry about, guys, noises really get me.
No,
so
I
I get
get
that.
that.
I get
Yeah.
that. But you're
Instead of just
probably
quieter.
please sit quieter. But there's probably something that hurt you, you know? And
Yeah.
usually there's a first reaction of anger, but
Mhm.
you're probably just sad, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I feel like I love that. Do you, Miracle or Lincoln, do you guys have an example of this or have any thoughts on this?
About the like communication.
Yeah.
Friendship. Oh, I do actually. So I don't know if you'll remember this, but I definitely do. There is a season many years ago when me and Jaden, we were doing school together like we are now, but he was basically coming over to my house like every single day to do school with me. And at first it was the best and I loved it. And a couple months went by and I was getting so triggered, like just all the time.
Yeah.
And it was so hard because, as I said, Jaden's my best friend. And so all of a sudden, anytime I was around him, I would be like freaking out. And like, I wouldn't like do anything crazy, but like just having a really hard time being around him. And so then he'd want to hang out outside of school. And I'd be like, do I really want to do that? Like, I don't know. I just saw you like this whole week. And so that was super hard for me because it's something that I thought I would have really enjoyed, like seeing my best friend all the time. And doing school with him and doing life with him, which I did on some level. But then at some point, I just actually had a conversation with him and I had a conversation with my parents and his parents. And I was like, this just isn't working for me. Like, I love Jaden so much, but like, I just actually can't be doing this because it's hurting my relationship with Jaden. And so then at that point, we backed off and he went back to doing school at his house and I did my house. And literally the difference between that, it wasn't a long season, but a very short season, and every other part since then has been literally night and day. Like,
so good,
I've just I wouldn't say like regained, but like the amount of friendship and closeness that I've had with him has just, again, increased so much since then.
Good.
And that's literally just because I took the time to be like, hey, I love you, but this is not working for me at all. And so,
That's so
I do remember that. That was definitely an interesting season for me as well because I had that feel where it was like, we were doing school together, but we weren't getting to like actually like hang out. And so I was wanting to connect outside of school because I'm more of an extrovert than you are.
True.
And so I was like always just wanting to hang out. And he was like, I'm fed up with you. I don't want to, It's kind of that sibling. When you're around your siblings for, a full week, it's like, kind of don't want to hang out with them
like,
sometimes.
this is excessive.
I love you still, but
but
no.
Yeah.
No,
And so that's kind of started how it felt.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
good.
I think it was really good that we
Yes, I
chose
agree.
to do what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I love hanging out with Jaden, and it's the
Amen.
best. So, yeah.
And we also still do school together.
And we
so.
still do school together,
That's so
but it
good.
just looks different now,
It's
which
just
is the best. Yeah.
I think also it's so funny because I think that could have felt scary even in being like,
True.
you're my best friend and I don't
Yeah.
want to have this conversation that I
Yeah.
need space,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you probably kept doing it, you would have probably resented the time you
Yeah.
had together.
It's true.
And so I'm like, that's actually also very mature to be aware of like, oh, I can see this is hurting us and I still want deep connection with you. And so I think if we readjust, we can still have that deep connection
True.
instead of me pushing through
Yes.
in because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And then actually at the end, I hurt your feelings because I never want to see you,
True.
And
Yeah,
so I'm
true.
like, that's actually so mature to be able to say that.
Yeah.
And I also just want to say, if you're listening to this and we keep saying the word season, like I was in this season, it basically just means a time period.
Yeah.
That's what we mean when we say season, if you don't know what that means. Anyways, Miracle, you got any thoughts on communication?
I can't think of like a specific example right now, but I was just like thinking about like some of my best friends, and I've noticed that communication, it has truly helped me to go so deep with like some of my friends. Like honestly, like my best friends, I feel like I can tell them anything.
Yeah.
And it's because in those hard moments I chose to like lean in. I chose to not let that voice of fear be like, you shouldn't talk to them because they probably hate you and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But no, actually, like, fear is a liar, and the enemy, he wants to tear apart friendships.
Come on, yeah,
And
it's true.
communication has been the thing that has helped me to go just so deep and has helped me to maintain friendships that I probably wouldn't been able to maintain
It's true.
on my own. So
Yeah, I love that.
love
I will
communication.
say, I don't know, I do feel something on this topic. Like, I think this is significant. Because I also want to say, like, be a friend that people can be honest with, you know?
True. Yeah.
Because sometimes we're like, I feel so many things, but as soon as someone's honest with us, defense, right? Like, I'm like, no, I didn't mean that. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? I don't
Yeah.
care, you know? And instead of being like, oh, maybe I did do something that it felt like that,
Yeah.
even if I wasn't intentionally doing it.
True.
And I found that the more that I'm that friend, the more that I have friends like that, you know?
True.
The more that I become this safe place for people to be like, Barco, that really hurt. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I actually wasn't trying to hurt you. Yeah, I think the more that I find people and I'm like, oh, you're not trying to hurt me either. And so the reality is we're human. We're going to
True.
hurt people.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, we're going to hurt people. We're going to be hurt by people. And you're going to cancel everybody if that's what causes you to say someone's toxic is you get hurt one time. But I think communication really is key. I think you can have really long friendships that will last a lifetime if you're just honest, because you're going to hurt each other. You're going to miss it. You're going to say something. You're going to have a bad day and probably say something mean.
Right.
Like,
True.
I've said mean stuff where I'm like, oh, no, I did say something mean. Like, I actually can't deny that, you know? I was mad and I said something out of that place. And so I'm like, but be honest about it, you know? And allow people to be honest with you. And so I love it. I think learning communication is so big, especially at such an early age. I think if you get that quickly, you can have friendships that last decades, like throughout your whole life. Okay, guys, my last thing. What would you say? What is one last thing you would want to say to someone your age on this topic?
It's kind of already got said, but I think it's better to be honest and hurt someone's feelings than to not say anything, because in the long run, that's going to hurt their feelings more.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, is it going to be scary? Yeah. Could it be hurtful? Sure. But in the long run, if you guys can work through that, then it's going to be you're going to have such a better relationship with that person than if you just didn't say anything because, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Or I'm scared what they'll think of me afterwards. Like, and if they do react like that, then kind of bullet dodge. So
Bullet dodge.
Yeah.
I love it.
I already kind of said this too, but just communication. Keep the communication going in a friendship. Just like it's so great to have someone I can just talk about anything, and I know that like it's a safe place and that I'm going to be supported no matter what. And that there's like nothing that I could say that would end anything.
True.
You're not alone. We are surrounded by so many amazing people.
Yeah.
That are here to support us.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I would say like the people that you surround yourself with really impacts a lot. Like when I was younger, I was hanging out with this person and my mom was like, I was acting like kind of rude towards my parents. And so my mom kind of had a conversation with me saying like, I don't know if that's like the most healthy thing. And so I don't know, I just feel like it's really impactful for the people that are around you, but also again, like being able to have like that communication, because I've had situations where I haven't done that and we're not really close anymore. So it's like, it's worth it to have the communication, because like, again, mine, it still ended like with, we're not really friends. So they could have ended differently if I had that conversation.
True.
For me, I would say pray for your friends often. Pray about your friendships often. Pray with your friends often when they're going through something hard. I've noticed that bringing Jesus in the middle of it all, even if it's really messy, even if we're having this really hard conversation and we're both really angry at each other, just inviting the Lord into that place has been the biggest lifesaver. Because he loves friendship. He cares about it. And so pray for your friends.
I love that.
Talk about God with your friends. Bring them in.
Yeah, I love that. I was going to even say that, like, God really does love friendship. And I would say, like, find people that love Jesus.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing, like, when people love Jesus, it's funny because oftentimes I'll get convicted by God before my friend has to even be honest with me about something. And I'm like, oh, I did something that probably hurt them. And so I'm like, find people that love and know Jesus and that you can go after God with. But also just like be honest, be open, find mentors that you can also talk about friendship with and that can help you navigate that.
Yep.
And just know that God loves friends. And if you feel lonely right now, if it's been hard to find friends, just know God wants you to have community more than you want it. And everyone wants to belong somewhere. And so you might just have to put yourself out there.
Yep.
And it might be scary. And you also might have to communicate with a friend, and that might be scary. And there's many things that are scary in life that really create good fruit that actually end up being amazing. And so, yeah, I would say that. Just bring the Lord in, communicate. I loved everything you guys said. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, no problem.
So
Thanks for inviting
exciting.
us.
Yeah.
Let's do a little cheers to end.
Clink, clink.
Clink. Oh, I didn't even clink, guys. That was so sad. Anyways, we love you guys. Tune in for the next podcast.
Heck yeah.
Peace out.